Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, welcome to another stream, and welcome to a new series. A new series working on this guy right here. That is the Wing Zero Gundam Master Grade. So let's get started. So guys, starting a new series here, working on another Gundam. I know a lot of you guys who watch my channel, you don't like my Gundam stuff, but this one is a little special and unique to me because this particular kit, this guy right here, he was given to me by my girlfriend for my birthday. So thank you so much, honey. It's awesome. I'm excited to build this one and do my unique little spin on it. Because you guys, if you have watched my Gundam series, then you know I kind of do paint them up a little bit unique. I don't just build them straight out of the box and leave them. I like to do a little bit. Sometimes I do a complete different paint job on them. Sometimes I just do a little bit of weathering, that kind of thing. It really depends on my mood and how the kit is and my particular vision for it. Anyway, this particular one is from the series called Endless Waltz, I believe it's called. I have not particularly watched it myself, so I'm not sure what the whole series is about. But this one's pretty cool looking, so yeah. I've already opened the box. I've taken out all the sprues out of their individual bags, and yeah, I got my instruction booklet here. We have two decal sheets. This is actually little stickers. There's kind of like kind of a teal colored green decals, or stickers actually, and then we've got some water slides. Water slide ones, of course, because this is a Ver.Ka edition. This particular guy, he makes his own series of Gundams, and they all come with water slide decals, which is really nice. It's a nice added touch. So let's just take a look into this here and see. It actually looks like this particular one. I'll change the camera angle so you can see a little bit better. Yes, you have lots of pieces to this guy. I'll change the camera so you can see a little bit better the instruction manual here and the nice pictures that they include in here. So obviously we can have this guy in flight mode as well as in robot mode. So that's pretty cool. What they call this outside atmosphere mode. That's a good one. And then this one is in atmosphere mode. So slightly different. I guess you have these wings tilted up. Yeah, we've got our call out of all the different sprues that come in the kit, including a nice base. That's a nice little added touch. Not all the Gundam kits come with a nice base on them. And then we're going to start with the chest. So a couple of things I'm going to need. First of all, change my glasses out so that I can see a little bit better. We're going to make prolific use of our razor glass file, this guy right here. This is my favorite thing for cleaning up nub marks. And yeah, this happens to be made by a company called, whoa, what's it called? It just slipped my mind now. I know it'll come to me. I'll put a link down in the description box below. I love this company. I love this thing. It comes, the particular one I bought comes with this. They call it a balancer. It's two different finishing sanding pieces on the sponge if you really want to go that far. I never really do. As you can tell, I have used it, but for the most part I just use this glass file, and this does a good enough job, and it really serves me well. Anyway, I'm also going to be using my God Hand nippers. These guys are my unique ones that I use only for Gundams because they are they cut through the plastic like butter, but they are very delicate. As you can tell, it's a very thin little piece of metal on the tip there. So yeah, people have broken them. I've heard of even people dropping these on the ground and breaking the tip off just from the height of their desk. Anyway, so we're going to start off on the G tree, and so we got to find some parts here. One thing that Bandai does a little bit different is they'll actually scribe into your thing the actual thing on the piece, rather than just having it like this embossed. They'll actually cut it right through, so it's nice and easy to read. Sometimes though, sometimes it's a challenge finding where that part is on the sprue to actually find this up. This is another thing that Bandai does that you don't see anywhere else really, is the multiple colors on one sprue in their molding process. This happens to be A. There's the A right there, right by my finger. B1, I'm looking for G. Oh, I actually do need A. I'm going to need A right there, so I might as well keep that aside. But I'm looking for G. Looking for G. Here we go. Here's our G. Okay, G. So we need G 13 and 18. And I need 18 over here. Then we're going to need 24 and 17. That's 17. We need 24 here. Okay, so that should take care of those. So why do I worry about the nubs on this, and you don't see me worrying about it so much on my aircraft or tank models? Well, because these kits, you don't really do a lot of painting on them. You kind of leave, for the most part, you're going to leave the color the way it is. And so you just need to clean up that nub and make it pretty. Basically eliminate the look of it, otherwise it just looks awful. Sometimes, now, that being said, a lot of these darker gray colors that you see in the Gundam kits are more for like internal pieces of the robot, and, or I call it a robot, but Gundam's, it's a mobile suit, right? It's a suit that there's a pilot inside working the thing. Okay, so we're going to take this guy and we're going to find our G13. Where did G13 go? I believe it's this one. Yeah, this one. This guy. Don't know where'd this come from? Where'd I get the dust from? Dust bunnies. Okay, this goes in like this. Then we got this guy. Dun, 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 dun. Going on there. This is a tight fit, so I'm not quite sure that I'm actually putting it on there properly. It looks like I got it right. It's just a really, really tight fit. So sometimes when it's showing me here how it's supposed to go together, but it's such a tight fit, I'm going to try getting some pliers in there to get these to squeeze together. Sometimes I just don't have the grip strength. There we go. So that's in. And then this guy is going to go over top of it. And we make a sandwich. And we see where I missed a nub. So well, like I said before, a lot of these darker pieces like this, they go in the insides, and then these nubs, you don't even see them. But I still want to clean them up just in case, because you never know. Okay, next we go to A10. Don't know what color that's going to be, so we're looking for 10, 9, 10 right there. There we go. Okay. Alright, now this is going to slide down over top. Like that. Okay. Next, back to our G tree, we need G21, and then we need F1 16. So back to our G. We need G21. G21. Where's all this dust bunny coming from? I might as well keep G out because we're going to need that next. But we need F1 16. Oh, F1 16, that's a pilot. It's this little guy right there. And if you guys watch my channel at all, you know I don't do it. I don't do these. I don't bother with pilots. So I won't be putting that in. So I need M5 and I need a sticker. Okay. So gotta find M. Sometimes finding the sprues are a challenge in and of themselves. Especially when looking through that, I don't see M. So what is M? This is where it's nice to look back at the beginning of the book and see where is M. A, B, 1, C, D, E, F, K, L, L, M. This guy right there. This is a clear part. It tells you right here. Clear. So, now I know what to look for. There should be a clear sprue. Found it, and here it is. So M5. There we go. This one is cleaning up, not so much for the look, but to make sure it's going to fit. See, that's another thing with the Bandai kits. You don't need any glue. 99% of the time you don't need glue at all. They fit together that well. But that makes their tolerance very tight, and so you have to really make sure you clean up the part really good. Now there's a sticker, number 5. It's probably this guy right there. So they want me to apply the sticker first, so it's going to go right on this little round. Is it on that part? Yeah, it goes on this part here. This is the cockpit, and I think I just realized what part of the robot this is. This is that part where there's a big circle in the middle of his chest. A nice big target in the middle of his chest. This is going to go on right here. Just like that. Okay, and we got that. And then this, our clear part, is going to go on over top. Just like that. Okay, that's that. Put that aside. Back to our G tree. 27, 28, and 31. It's 27 and 28 here. And 31 is this guy. Doesn't seem right, and it's not, because this is number 30. We got 30 and 30, so let's just put him aside over here. 31 is here. There we go. It helps to get the right parts. Also helps if you can read. You know, all the instructions may be in Japanese, but the numbers are all English. So I may not be able to read the words, but there are English too. Alright, so we take this and we take this direction like this. I actually want to flip it around. Like that. And then sandwich it in there. We've got our little sandwich. Now we're going to skip over to this one. We're going to get G14 and then I48. I need I48. we actually have two eyes. Two that are exact same, so we got two eyes. Yeah. Do that a lot when you've got the exact same stuff on the left and the right. So we need 48. 42, 4, 5, 9, 48. Okay. You may have noticed by now, after all that talk I was talking about with the razor file and how much I love it. Oh, the company's called Gun Primer. Gun Primer is the company that makes the razor file. See, I told you it would come to me. I'll put a link to their website down in the description box below, so you guys can go check it out if you feel like. Okay, so we take this and we take our piece here facing this direction, and it's going to go in here. Again, super tight fit. I don't like that, how tight that is. But ooh, stress crack, don't do that. That's how you break pieces, and I don't want to break it. It's just such a tight fit. So I'm going to see if I can back it off. And I'm going to cheat a little bit. This is Badger Needle Juice by Badger. This is actually for lubricating the needle on a airbrush. I'm going to use it to slide this piece on a little bit better, a little bit easier, and add a little bit of lubrication to it, because I don't know if you can see that on there. I see how that's white right in here. Right in here is white. Why? Because I almost broke it. I came close to breaking it. A little bit of needle juice, and suddenly that slid in there and perfect. See, sometimes that's all it takes. There's a little bit of help. Meanwhile, we take this guy in this direction, and it's going to go in like this. Just like that. And then we're going to take this. No, we're not taking that. We'll take this guy with this little engine thing downwards. Trying to figure out the orientation in this. It's supposed to go on this. I'm just wondering if I have this backwards. Because of the way they have this, I'm not sure I have it oriented correctly. It says turn the parts, but there's not a lot of turning I can do. That's not a lot of movement there. So, do I have this backwards? Yeah, I do. This is supposed to go in like this. And that would allow me to... No, that is correct. Anyway, I'm going to take this off and I'll put this on. In there. That. And then put this back. There. Okay. Now, we got G23. This guy right here. And G15 with another I-48. So there we go. So G15. And I-48, which means off of the other I tree. Now, admittedly, sometimes I put these together and then I get a certain ways down the road and I realize I put something in backwards, and I have to take it apart again. This looks like it's supposed to go this. But you know, I could be wrong. I think it's supposed to go like this. G23. G23 goes with this direction on here. It's going to go in right there. Although, no, it goes this direction. And there. That. And we take our little cockpit. And he's going to line up in there. They show it here exactly how it's supposed to sit. Kind of in like this. But you see, I've got this thing in the way, which tells me I put this one in backwards. That's backwards. So we have to take it apart. This one's going to be a bit of a challenge because it kind of snaps in. So it's going to be hard to get that off of there. This is how to take apart a Gundam. There. All right. Flip it around. Put it back. Like that. Put this back in. This guy back in. Now this guy should be able to go in right there. Except I've got a nub in the way right here that I did not clean up. And that's another reason why nub cleanup is so important with these Bandai kits. Because a tiny little nub like that can interfere with the fit. Okay. Now, we take this and we make a little sandwich. And hopefully we got everything together right and it's all going to fit. There we go. We are assembled. Got a little bit of, not much movement, but a little bit there. This, upon first putting it in, it felt like it was going to have some movement, but it feels pretty solid. There we go. Okay. That's that. Now we go to this. We want off of our A tree, A11. 10, where's 11? 2, 11 right here. So 11, we got G and I, okay. So we need G20. G20 and I42. Pick one of my I's, 42. Again, one of these things, you know, because we have two I trees, I can already tell this is basically the left side, or maybe it's the right, and I'm going to have to build the other side also. Having built a few Gundam kits already, this is looking like a top shoulder piece to me. Or not really a shoulder piece, but like his collarbone kind of thing. That's what it's kind of looking like to me. Okay, then we have this guy. Little nub right there. So Bandai is really, they're very thoughtful in where they put the nubs, because they know you're going to want to try and hide them. So they put where they attach on the sprues, they really try to put them in spots where it's not going to be seen, so that you avoid little things like that, little stress marks that are actually visible. Okay, so we take this guy and we're going to put this guy in here, but first we want to take him in this orientation and put this guy on like this, and then we're going to put it in here like this. Okay, and we wind up with that, and we actually want this. They want me to bend it out so it's like that. Okay, that's that. Then we're going to take K1 and A13. So we've got to find K. J, now 2, B, and C. I's. D, F, L, K. K1, number 15. 15 is this one. Okay, there's that. And what else did I say? A13. What's this guy? One thing to keep in mind when you're doing these kits, the darker the color plastic, the more you're going to see the nubs. Because when you, especially if you're not using a really super sharp nipper when you trim it off the sprue, really what's happening is you're pinching the plastic until it breaks off and not actually cutting the plastic. And what that does is it stresses it. And when you stress the plastic turns white. And so when you've got plastic with a pigment on it like this, that white stress mark really shows up and is pretty ugly. And that's why Bandai has made things like Gundam markers and stuff like that to help guys out in eliminating their ugly looking stress marks. Okay, so I gotta figure out the orientation on this. It's gotta go in here, kind of like that. But I gotta clean up my nubs. It says here that tightly fit the parts as far as they will go. In other words, really shove it in there. Shove it in that hole hard. It's not really, they don't go that far. And once it's in, it's in. I just need to clean up all three nubs on this because of its fitment. This underside's not going to be seen, so I just want to make it smooth. Done. Color-coded pieces. Yes, Uella, it is. Although they don't really say, hey, pick the light blue ones or pick the dark blue, it's just the color variations they do. Okay, so we've got this together now, and we're going to go against this. This piece is going to go in like this. Go in through the bottom there, like that. And then this guy's going to go in from the top. Thank you, don't do that. Now that's why they say put it in as tightly as possible, because as you're making a sandwich it's going to want to fall apart. And with that done, see, this is where, hey, some glue might be a good idea, because putting these in as tight as possible isn't going to do anything. It's still going to fall out. If this continues to be a pain, I will glue it. I'll glue it in there. Now we just rotate that out like that, and that's done. So we've got some movement that's going to happen. This has some movement here, plus he's going to have, his arm is going to be able to come out like that. So we'll see how long this piece stays in there. I might wind up gluing it. We'll see. Okay. So we'll continue on. Let me take a look at how much time. Something small like that could hide in the carpet. Yes, Uella, it could. It very well could. Very well could. Okay, I got still about 20 minutes or so, so we'll continue on. A12, a G19, and I-42. Basically, we're going to do the left side now. We're going to do it all the same. A12, I already know I'm going to need 14. As I get down here, I'm going to need 14. There it is right there. So I might as well get this off of here in preparation for it. Okay, 14's there. I'm going to need K1 number 14 also. I might as well get that one in preparation. There we go. I need I-42s, which means, did I take it off of this one, or I need to grab the, I already got it, so I-42 off of this one. There we go. And then G19. There we go. Okay. Clean up all these nubs so that fits together nice. Case in point, you guys see that as this has gone together, the nubs are pretty much all disappeared and you can't see them. Yeah, there's one spot here and here, and then one down here. You'll see those in the finished product, but there's also going to be an arm on the arms on the side, and so you won't see them after all because the arms will be covering them. This little guy needs to be cleaned up good. And all of his spots, not that one, but this side. For me, based on the other one wanting to fall out, the fact that it wants to do that is making me want to glue this side in, just so that I don't run into that problem on this side. Right, the fact that it's just, it does just kind of sit in there, and that's it. It doesn't do anything. And other than acting as a slightly different color of blue, as you can see, it is a slightly different color. It's a very minor variance on the underneath of that. It just doesn't really do anything. The fact that it's a different shade of blue doesn't add anything. So, to ensure it doesn't fall out on me again, well, I say again, but on this side, a little bit of thin, to me a thin on there, and that's fixed. And I don't have to worry about that. Now this one, you see where I've got that nub, I really didn't clean it up that great. This is where you can come in. A really sharp nipper is really handy with this. It's necessary so you don't stress the plastic, and then that nub disappears. You're gonna hear me talking about nubs this whole build because of the necessity of it. Okay, finally, now nubs are clean. We put these together. This goes like this. Put it up in here. Like that. Rotate it forward just like it says here. Bingo, right there. Now we deal with these. This guy goes in the bottom, just like this. That. We make our little sandwich. Put our arm back in place. There we go. Woohoo! Yay! Okay, we're up to here. Now, next. This, I believe, tells me I have to do this last. Okay, so we need A35 and 36. Okay. There's 36. A35 and 36, and we gotta go back to our K tree. And we get K12 and 13. It's these two. Alright. I'm going to need K3. I might as well grab that one now. Going to need that in a minute, and then I'm going to need H. But we'll get those in a little bit. First thing I want to do is clean up my nub zone here. So you can see how the red has that little stress mark. It's a little bit shade of pink. It's gone from red to pink because of the stress. I found red is one of the colors that's hard to really hide the nubs on, to hide the stress. Red is a bit of a challenge for me anyway. This particular piece I did pretty good getting rid of it. The razor file really is a bit of a lifesaver. Of course, you might be asking, why are you going through all this trouble? You know, if you're going to paint it anyway, why go through all this? Well, you have a good point, and that is a very good question. If you're going to be painting the whole thing, then it doesn't matter at all. All you need to do is clean up the nub good enough that it fits. And that is literally all you have to do. If you're going to be painting the entire kit, then that's really all you need to do is clean up the nub good enough that it fits together fine. Just like you would with a normal, Tamiya or Revell kit or something like that of an airplane or a tank or a boat or something like that. Just clean it up enough that it fits and you're good. But I want to assemble this kit first without paint and then decide what I want to do. Okay, so these two are going to go on top here. Let's see if I can get these oriented properly. Looks like this goes like that. This one goes in like that. Okay. Alright, now we have this guy going in on the back, around the waist, like so, and then this guy going in the front. Just like that. Okay, that's done. Then we're going to take this guy see, obviously I can't really get in there with my file to clean up that one, so I'll just have to be happy with doing that. But that's fine, because he's going to go in here and you're not going to ever see that nub. Snaps in tight. There we go. Okay, that's that. We got two pieces here off of our H tree that need to go up there. Where is H? There we go. Big H tree. We need H 3 and 4. These two. This one just kind of broke off. Didn't really break. Sometimes in their molding processes you get these little nubs that just break off of the sprue. And that was pretty clean. So how do these go on? Go on like this, and they're going to slide in these little rectangles, it looks like. Yeah, like that. So it's got a bit of a nub right there. And this guy is a little nub. Sometimes these Ver.Ka editions, they've got lots of little pieces that kind of a little bit difficult to fit together in there. Okay, so that's done. Next, we'll go to A2 and A22. Okay. I think I got enough time to finish off this page, and then I'll have to call it a day. A2 and 22. A2 is this guy here. '22. They're all around 19, 20, 21, 26. No. 38, 25, 24, 15, 23, 22. There we go. That one. And that one. Okay, so this guy goes up top here, on here. Try to determine exactly where. Just like that. And then this guy goes in the bottom. Like this. Like that. Okay, that's this done. Next, we're going to grab our eye tree. pick one here. One of my eyes. We're going to need 22, 43, and 49. 22. Right there. 43 and 49. 43. Oh, this is a gun. This looks like a Gatling gun barrel. That's what that looks like. Which tells me I'm going to need 2 of these. Yeah, it says times 2. So might as well grab them and put them together. That's kind of neat. He's got a couple of Gatling guns in his shoulders. Something small like that could get caught in the carpet. That's true. Okay, almost there. For the most part, these aren't going to be seen. I mean, yeah, a little bit, but only if I actually open them up. A lot of times this kind of detail you don't really see. It's just a little slot there. This is the kind of thing where I'm kind of tempted to put some glue on it because I don't ever want to lose that little tiny piece. I mean, yeah, Bandai is really good at making these things kind of compression fit and never fall apart. They are really good at it, but you know, it's not perfect. Sometimes you put them together and you just don't feel much resistance and you expect it's going to fall apart one day. So I like to just put a little bit of glue in there. So don't need it to be super crazy, like really hold, like, you know, it is still a pretty good fit. So now we take this and we take our little piece, and this has to go in like that. That, snap in. And we'll do the same with this one. That. Now we got to grab H, 11, and 12. Let's put our cap back together. Actually, H, 11, 10, 12, and 13. Or H tree. Where did our H tree go? There it is. And where are we? 10 and 11. We need both of these. It's number 10. 11. We need 12 and 13. Couple more nubs to clean up and then we'll be done. I might be going a little overboard cleaning these up because they might not ever be seen. Okay, so we're going to take this. I'm going to take one of these, and that's going to snap in on that axle. That tuck in there, and then this is going to go on top. Just like that. So I guess this does open up, and when it opens, you've got a gun inside staring you in the face. Oops, we got to click in there. Snap in there. There we go. Tuck that in. Put this on. So I actually got quite a bit of movement in that. This really can open up. That. And then we put these down. Back in here like this. Just like that. So then we have our guns. We can really open them up like that. And we can close them up. Doink, doink. There we go. And that's it for the first page. So I always gotta get rid of my mess. Okay, so we got a couple extra things to do. You know what, it's just the last couple of things to finish off the chest, so I'll do that and then I'll finish it up for the day, and then I'll call it a day. Okay, A9. It's only a couple more things to put on there to finish up, so I might as well, let's get her done, and then we'll work on the head next time. A9. Anything else of A? No. We need H5. H5 right there. And then we need some B. Oh, we do. We need A34. Sorry. A34, and we need B off of our B tree. B. 15 and 16. These are basically his neck. And then G16. Okay. Clean these up and then we'll be done. Here's my razor file. Okay. Sometimes on the white parts it's hard to find your nub mark, so I wind up having to feel with my fingers exactly where that nub mark was. It can be quite the challenge. So this and this guy goes down in here, this direction. So I'm going to figure out just exactly how it gets lined up. A little bit where it's slots down. This goes first, that's why. That's why I couldn't find where it actually goes in. There. That's down. And then this goes on top of that. Put the front in first. Like that. There. Okay. Final piece. Or pieces. This was undergated. Oops. So you gotta trim that. They mention every now and then in the instruction, you see it right here, it says undergate. Undergate. That means the way it's attached to the sprue is not from the side, but actually underneath. And so you need to make sure that that's trimmed off smooth. Right? Otherwise the two pieces will not go together. So we take this one and we take this guy and he's going to go like this. And then this guy. Make a little sandwich. Clean this one up now. Alright, so this guy goes with, they're showing me a little marking, a little tiny little marking right there. That goes towards the front. There's also this tab that's going to go in that slot there. So once you get it, it'll go in. There we go. And then this, we've got our little slot on the front also. Going to go in like that. Snap in, and there's his neck. And that's it for the chest. Next is going to be the head. Okay? So, the chest is finished. And that's where I'm going to leave it for now. Next time, we're going to give this guy some head. And, okay, we're not going to give him head. We're going to give him a head. Yeah, let's just leave it at that. Yes, that's going to be next time. So there we go. We got our little guy. Yay. He has a bit of a body now. And so yeah, that's where I'm going to leave it for now, guys. I want to thank you guys for watching. Hit that like button if you haven't already. Hit subscribe too. Is because I don't just build Gundams. If you look at my channel, you'll know that. But yeah, I know a good 80% of you guys that watch my videos are not subscribed, so just hit that subscribe button. And yeah, that's where we're going to leave it for now. I'm going to leave down a couple of links in the description box. You can check out my Twitch channel, and you can follow me on there, and you can watch me live while I'm doing this, and you can comment and all that kind of stuff, and actually talk to me, ask me questions, tell me I'm ugly, I don't care, whatever. And yeah, also you can check out some still shots of all the things that I've done if you check out my Instagram. I'll also put a link down below to the Razor file from Gunpla if you're interested in this kind of thing. So just so you can check it out. I do recommend it. I'm not sponsored by them, so don't worry about that. I just really love this thing. It really is fantastic. One of the best tools I've actually spent money on. So yeah, again, I'm going to leave it here, and we'll see you all in the next one.